Namaskar, welcome to fortune telling training. So, in this series, today we are discussing something important. So, in the 15th and the 31st sloka, there is something, a link for the Ayurveda, that is longevity. 15th sloka, I am taking only portion of it. Lagnameva tanusthanam, that is, the body is considered, body, the self body is considered in the physical body, is lagna. Ashtamam hi ayusthanam. When you say ayu, it is jiva. It is the soul. It is the life force energy. So therefore, the first bhava is the body. It is represented by the lagna. Seventh from it is asta. From seventh, that is from first, seventh is asta. That is setting up, setting sign. That is bhava is set. It can lead to bodily death also. That is bodily death and not active. Setting is, sunrise is active, sunset is sunset, any bhava rising is, it is Udaya and it is Asta. Asta means it is not that active. Then eighth bhava is Ayuja. Ayu means Jiva, life force. So from the seventh, the second house is opposite. That is again Asta. And Jiva Asta. That is life, that is death. The death, therefore, is the absence of jiva, that is life, or it can be body which is not functional. Based on this, Marakas has to be decided. Right? Now, from Lagna, seventh house, from Lagna, seventh is detrimental to the body. From Lagna, the seventh house is detrimental to the body. It may indicate immobility or dysfunction of one or many organs in the body that may lead to immobility, disability, dysfunction, malfunction, bedridden, but not necessarily death. But in severe conditions, may lead to permanent disfigure, disability, mutilation, or even death. So therefore, there's a difference here. Now from Jiva, that is eighth house, the death, that is the death of the Jiva, the Maraka Sun is second house. This means exit of the life. So with all the intact of the body, the Jiva may go. That is the eighth house. That is why it is called Marana. That is Ayurdhaya. So it is, you say Ayurdhaya means Jiva. For that, death is eighth house. So eighth house is, though they call it Marana, the difficulties will be there. That is, difficulties, it may amount to equal to death. So that is a different case altogether. But here, when you say Ayurdhaya, Ayurdhaya means it is the life span. Opposite is the setting sign, that is depth of the jiva. Therefore, second house is considered as more powerful maraka than the seventh house. This maraka, if not strongly disposed to give death, may give dangerous diseases causing death-like situations. So, not necessarily should we always give death. So, marakas 2 and 7 are marakas. Seventh, as I said, bodily related matters are anything situations, difficult situation, because seventh is also society. So, these houses. So, during Maraka periods, there may be troubles connected with the body, connected with the jiva, but not necessarily they should kill. Therefore, Ayurveda has to be, that Maraka has to be strong. Before that, you have to decide the span of life. That is more important. That is to be done. It is not necessary that for a overall what you call a guess can be made with whether it is a middle Ayurveda or it is less than middle or it is more than middle and its longevity is higher. So there are different methods of Ayurveda that we will have to, that has to be done in a proper manner. So that for that I will be writing a book on Ayurveda. There I will be discussing the detail about it. And maybe In the future, we may do videos or video sessions also on that. So, but first that is, but basically some sort of that when Lagna is strong, it is a simple thing. When Lagna is strong and in Kendras, good planets are sitting, and then and eighth house is not that bad. So therefore, then in such cases, we can say yes, longevity is good. But normally, the Marakas, Dashas, we should not consider every time because same Marakas, second house is Dhanasthana, second house is Smarana Shakti, second house is Vaksthana, second house is Bhojanasthana. So it is a very good things are there. Seventh house is the Parashara says it is the most utmost sthana because seventh house is the Kalatrasthana. It is also status to test, 10th house to the 10th house. That is, it is Kalatrasthana, highest position, highest status. So where that is also therefore normally you should not get worried about Marakas unless when the Dasha is indicating something very dangerous. Then the bhuktis of the bhakt, you have to follow these have to be seen in the bhuktis. If the dasha itself is very dangerous. So whether find out which particular dasha is dangerous has to be seen properly. So that has got to relation to the eighth house. That is jiva. For jiva is more important, right? So that is how, and many combinations are there. Which there are many sambandhas. There are relationships are in two varieties of relationships are there. All these things put together, you have to derive at whether dasha is indicating situation like death-like situation. In that period, Marakas will be very dangerous. Then even that also, if the Marakas are strong and if the Dasha Lord himself is saved from giving the bad effects, so then also you should be very careful. Therefore, we should not give more importance for Marakas for a very short now. Now, so second thing is we go to the next slide. So this is the chart, right? This is the chart that is Meena Lagna. Isis is the Lagna. Now Saturn Dasha, 25/10/2016 to 25/10/2035 up to this Saturn Dasha is going on for this native. He is a Karaka for longevity. That is, he is a Karaka for the 8th house. He is a Papi for this Lagna. Lord of 11th and 12th is a Papi. So these are the points where you have to give. Then, but he is in the Kona. Kona means he is in the 5th house. That is, the intensity of his Maraka effect is reduced here. Saturn aspects 7th house. He is aspecting the 7th house. And Mercury is the 7th lord. Mercury is 7th lord. In one house. Mercury is one house. 7th lord. Exalted. When the lord gets exalted in his own house, he will gain strength. He will try to give good effect of his effect. Having aspect of Saturn, the longevity Karaka, the Maraka. Now Karaka, longevity Karaka is aspecting the 7th house. That is the Maraka. So then what happened? The effect of the Maraka is reduced and this may instead give material benefits. Therefore, Mercury here for this purpose, if I in this chart, he is not 7th as a Maraka, therefore there is a problem. Therefore, he will save from it. So Mercury may not, during Dasha of Saturn, Mercury may not do anything. Lagna Lord, instead he may give material benefits. Lagna Lord aspects Mercury. Now, this Mercury is also getting strength because Lagna Lord himself and as a Jupiter is aspecting the Mercury. And Moon also. Moon here acts like a Saturn. Because of the closeness to the Sun, he acts like a Saturn. And Mercury having lost his power, effect of Maraka, and Moon acting like longevity Karaka because he is acting like a Saturn, supports Lagna for longevity. Therefore, because Jupiter is seeing these two planets, according to one rule, and Moon and Mercury both are seeing the Lagna. So, therefore, they support the longevity matter. According to one rule, any bhava lord, if in Upachaya Sthana, especially 3, 10, 11, 6th also Upachaya, but 6th is the Roga Sthana, 11th is also Roga Sthana, but yet 3, 10, 11 Upachaya Sthanas will enhance the strength of that bhava. This is one of the rule. Any bhava lord, if he goes to Upachaya Sthana, that bhava will get strength. Here, Lagna lord, having the aspect from Venus, and he is in third, and Jupiter is in third house. He is the Lagna lord, he is in third house. So Lagna gets strength. Lagna lord is having aspect of Venus, again, and as Soumya planet, who is also a Vrisasanjani Karaka, and he is the eighth lord, and he from the ninth he is seeing the eighth house. Both eighth lord and first lord are in mutual aspect, and Venus seeing his own third lord. So these are all positive effects for increasing the longevity. Thus improves longevity. Eighth lord is in the ninth, gains strength. Eighth house has Mars, Rahu and Sun. Thus Lagna is more stronger than the eighth house. Longevity is not affected. This is one aspect. Now, coming to the analysis of the Dasha, let us see now. Now, what is happening here is, okay, Saturn Dasha Lord ruling of 11th and 12th house being in the 5th supports 11th by 7th aspect. Because he is here, he is aspecting the 7th house, Saturn is aspecting the 7th house. That is one, yes. Saturn aspecting the 11th house. So his own house, Saturn aspecting his own house. And the 7th house by 3rd aspect. He is aspecting the 7th house by 3rd aspect. And 2nd house by 10th aspect. Here it comes. He aspects Ketu in the 2nd house. Now Ketu is in the 2nd house. Ketu is in the 2nd house. By 10th aspect. Saturn is aspecting the Ketu. And in the Ketu is in the Maraka Sthana. And because there is no other planet, and Ketu owns that house, and he becomes the Maraka Lord. And because he is a cruel planet, Maraka Sthana is guaranteed for him. Ketu being in 10th to the Saturn will be temporary friend. Now that comes where we have to use the temporary friendship and permanent friendship. Now Ketu being 10th to the Saturn, he becomes a temporary friend to the Ketu. And being a natural enemy to the Saturn, thus Ketu acts as Sama, equal to Saturn. That means he should support longevity. But through the challenges with pain and suffering, because he is Rogakaraka, and he is in the house of Rogakaraka, Mars, and it is the 2nd house, Probelms Marakasthana. Therefore, he will give trouble, lot of trouble, but he doesn't have full power to kill, but he may give a death-like situation. Ketu in the house of Mars, and Mars from 8th aspects his own house. Again, the Marakasthana is supported, one lord supports, he gets a strength, therefore that Maraka effect is also reduced. Ketu also reduced the effect of Maraka. Thus, the cruelty of Maraka is reduced. This is the point, right? Now, Ketu has the aspect of Mars as a cruel planet who is with Rahu and Sun. Right? Mars effect. Mars also getting linked. Then Sun also Rahu and Sun also getting linked. Ketu in the Mars house. He has definite link with Saturn by Saturn aspect. Ketu since has link to 8th house. 8th house. Troubles are inevitable. Saturn 11th Lord, a Rogakaraka and Lord of Roga, 11th Bhava, and also 12th Bhava, indicating hospitals. Saturn being in Cancer afflicts the sign of heart. Sign of heart. Cancer is a sign of heart. Ketu linked to debilitated Sun, the Lord of 6th house of Rogakaraka, and he is also indicator of heart. Debilitated indicates severe heart-related problems. During Ketu Bhukti, as Ketu is linked to 8th house. Ketu is also Rogakaraka. Sun debilitated is also Rogakaraka. Saturn is also Rogakaraka. Rahu is a sudden occurrence like attack like 8th, and when Saturn Rahu are mixed together, some very dangerous situation should happen. So heart failure, that sort of a situation will come. Therefore, during the Saturn Dasha and Ketu Bhukti, the native had heart failure and recovered from medical aids like stents and ICD, etc. That is how the strength of the Maraka and the longevity factors are all to be studied, not simply seeing them. So, operatives are there, Karaka operation is there, and Marakas are there. But now, how the detailed study has to be done to decide the situation of the person who is in the hospital or who is in the bed. When such questions comes, this sort of deep study has to be done. Bhukti Lord being in Mars house and having lots of connection to survival effects. This I told you, Mars is seeing the own house. And then these are the points which are discussed is to strengthen the house and Maraka so that they will reduce the bad effects. So to death situation, Mars exchange with Venus. Mars has got exchange with 8th and 9th lord exchange. Mars aspects his own house, second house. When Maraka gets influenced by positive planets, that is, Maraka is getting positive aspects. Their own lord is visiting it. As Astrology himself is seeing the Astrology means Aries is the Mars sign and Mars is seeing that sign. And Ketu is the guest of the Mars. Therefore, Mars is seeing that. So therefore, when the host is seeing him, the guest should be careful. So therefore, because of this positiveness, the survival takes place. This is how, when the person is in the hospital, when the serious situation comes, it has to be analyzed like this, right? So thank you. We'll take up next subject in the next video.